Hello and welcome back to Digger Down Metal Detecting. I'm back out on my medieval field and this is the last time until about a week's time when I come back from Mallorca. I'm going to Mallorca. I'm actually there now. When you're watching this, I'm there now. I am actually going to take my metal detector with me. I've got permission over there on some of my brother's land. And I've read up some of the rules. I think anything over 100-year-old, I think, is over there that you must hand in. You can't take it with you. So what I'll have to probably do is leave it with my brother and let him hand things in if I find anything. That is. But yeah, no, it looks good. I've got permission on some private land, so yeah, should be fun. Should be interesting. Metal detecting in Mallorca. But yeah, no, really looking forward to that. But like I say, I've come over onto the medieval field mainly because it's really windy today. It's not meant to be wet, fingers crossed, but it's really windy today, and this is probably one of the more sheltered fields. I don't know if you saw at the beginning of the video, we've got Dragon Detecting, obviously our sponsor. We've got Relix, and we've also got Swing and Dig Detectorists. You can use my code DIGGERD10 on throughout all of those to get yourself 10% off and some discounts and whatnot. But Luke from Swing and Dig Detectorists has actually made me a new coil cover. He's 3D printed. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but it's brilliant. It comes right up to the edge, and it's like a rubberized plastic. As you know, I lost one of my coil covers and didn't realise, and it's actually worn my coil a little bit. So the new coil covers, the original ones, don't hold on very well. They keep popping off the edges, but these, there's no way they are coming off. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I'm going to give that a test run, but there's no way it's coming off. Honestly, it's so tight, such a nice tight fit. And being as it comes up the edges, I'm wondering if dirt might not even get in, you know. So yeah, we'll give that a test run today. He also sent me, I don't know how well you can see it, my new Relix lanyard, which is very similar to the one I was using. It's got a metal string. It looks very solid, very rugged. Yeah, I don't know how well you can see that, but yeah, nice big X on there, look. I've even cleaned my pinpointer up and put a new cover on it because it was it had a little hole in the end, so we're all ready to go. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this. Let's just have a swing, see what we find today. I've not got much hope. It is in rape stubble, not rape stubble, maize stubble, sorry, it's even worse. But yeah, we'll have a go, see what we find today, guys. I'll see you on the first hole. Right, well, I haven't had many signals, to be honest. I've had the odd little small signal, and I'm always being told off for not digging those sort of 5s, 6s. Sometimes I tend to ignore them. I know my land quite well, and those smaller signals are usually a little tiny piece of lead, similar to probably this one. This is a 7. To be fair, I dig 7s. It's normally the sort of 5s and below I don't. That sounds very close to the surface, but yeah, a little 7 there. Like I say, I haven't had many signals really. I've had a couple of little bits of lead, and that's about it. Just looking for that little nice signal. I've got there. Is this it? There we go. Yeah, little 7. There's a little piece of lead. There's so much of it here, and they're just, yeah, they're always those low numbers usually. I don't tend to bother too much. Depends how strong the signal. Sometimes they're a very weak, quiet signal at those numbers, and I tend to ignore them. But a little bit of a medieval pot there. There's a lot of that showing up today, which is obviously a good sign. But we know what's on here. I've had lots of hammers and bits and bobs, but yeah, it's definitely quieting down this field, I think. Just cover that in. Didn't really make much of a hole there. Not that it matters, because this is all going to be turned over at some point. Can't wait when it does.
To be fair, this is the first time I've been on this field with these settings as well. I've obviously adjusted my ferrous limits and it's quite busy, quite chirpy. This field's always chirpy anyway, so I'm used to it. But yeah, I have lowered my sensitivity down to 20 at the minute, just to ease up on the... I wonder what my... stabilizer is on. 3, yeah. I'll bump it up to 4. We'll try 4 for a little while, just see if that eases it off a little bit. Hard work in between all this maize stubble, but this coil cover is doing the trick, because usually by now on this sort of stuff I've caught the edge and it's popped it off the coil on the other one. But like I say, my coil is a bit worn because I didn't realise I'd lost my coil cover for a while, and then it's scratched the bottom of my coil a bit. Not badly, I don't think I'd do any harm, but it's yeah, it's just worn the edges a little bit where the coil cover would normally cling on to, you know. But this one, not a problem, it's not coming off. Like I say, it comes right up the sides, nice tight fit. You even get a little tool just to pull it round, you know, help you get it on there. But at least there's no chance of it coming off. Surfacey 12 there. Like I say, mostly bits of lead and... Like I say, I definitely dig these sorts of numbers. Oh, there goes my machine. These numbers, I'll be digging 12s, and I think that's a little shotty end, middle. What's left of a shotty end, yeah. Lots of little signals. I don't think there's many big signals left on these fields. I've covered most of it now. I think they just need a good turning over, to be honest, then they'd come alive again. But we're still picking off these small signals. There's plenty of them still. And we do know that those small signals can be little hammered and cut quarters and small Romans, things like that. So but yeah, guys, I'll crack on. Hopefully we'll find something. I haven't had anything yet, not even a button. Just lead, shotty ends and a bit of can, I think. But yeah, I'll pop back on when I find something nice, hopefully. Hey, a little 18 signal right there. Didn't even have to dig, right on the surface. And the first find of the day is a little nipple button. Ooh, that is a bit of button porn, that. Saucy. Yeah, we'll take that. First button of the day, first find of the day. Lovely stuff. Well, this one was another 18, and it kept falling back in the hole, so I ended up digging a bit of a crater, to be honest. But there we go, another button, not far away from the other one. Yeah, a little dinky, dainty little one there, with the shank as well. Lovely. Another little 11, 12. My guess is probably another piece of lead, but came out quick. Let's have a look. Seem to have found a little bit of a patch where there's lots of signals. In there. What have we got in here? Yes, a very thin piece of lead that's breaking apart, but yeah, there we go. There's lots of it. Certainly have to find a lot of lead before you find anything good on here. Apart from that, what's that there? That looks like a piece of pottery. It is. There we go, piece of medieval pot rim, green glaze. Beautiful stuff, that. It's lovely when it comes out big pieces with the green glazing on it. I don't know how well you can see it on there. You can see that nice green. But yeah, a little bit of a pot rim there. So much of it showing today. It's obviously been washed well. But yeah, nice. That is an absolute banger of a signal. This doesn't sound very deep, but it's showing 3 bars down. 28, solid. Now it's either going to be something really good or or not. Simple as. I think it's out. Doesn't sound like it's out really, does it? It doesn't. Yeah, it's definitely out. What is that? Not what you'd expect from a signal like that. I don't really know what it is, to be honest. Like a little, could even be like a little electrical crimp loop, you know what I mean? Lug. Yeah, trash. Unfortunately, I will check the hole, but that doesn't, yeah, it's a bit too nice for that. Well, that was it. Never mind. Well, as always, I should have filmed it. 90 signal. I thought, oh, it's going to be trash. I've literally just been on the phone to Luke from Swing and Dig and just told him how good his coil cover is and how well it fits and everything. Nice tight fit. Yeah, I thought I'd just let him know. He can put them on the website then and people can buy them if they want to. Like I say, the rim, I showed you this morning, but the rim of it comes right up the side, so there shouldn't be any chance of any dirt getting in, which is handy. But yeah, I was just letting him know, and I said I haven't really found anything. He said, oh well, the next signal you get is going to be something nice. And I literally walked 2 steps. Cheers, Luke. 2 steps and we've got a coin. There's not a lot on it, but I think it's going to be a Georgian. It's quite a thick, chunky coin. It's going to be a little farthing. I'm guessing maybe like a George II, but it's absolutely smooth. But still, thank you for the luck, Luke. A coin. Finally found a coin. But yeah, very nice. Pleased with that. Let's carry on along this side here. I've just got up the side of this field here. Yeah, just having a little look really. I'm just going into areas again where I don't usually go much and having a go. I might skip into the field next door if it's short enough. It's like a meadow. I've had some jettons and bits off there, so might have a little go on there. But yeah, nice. Dropped it. There we go. Coin. Right, so I'm out on that little meadow I was talking about, and I've not had a lot of signals. I kind of wandered up and I've wandered back. I've had a couple of little bits of trashy stuff, and I just had this little 15 here, and it wasn't very deep. I dug a plug and then I dug into the plug, so I mean you're talking maybe 2 inches deep, and there's a little 15, and I think, am I right, is that a little rose farthing? Certainly looks like one. I think it is. I think it's a little rose farthing, a little Charles First rose farthing. It's not in great condition. I had one of these the other week as well, didn't I? But yeah, I'm pretty certain that's what that is. Yeah, you got the outer rim there with the little writing around the outside, a little rose in the middle there. Can't really make out much on that side. It's very crusty. But yeah, lovely. Really nice to find on here. I'm not far from where I found a hammered here before and a few jettons more over this sort of way. But yeah, that was quite a clear little signal really. It's quite long on here, it's quite hard going, so that's probably why I'm not finding many signals. And but yeah, that was banging, absolutely banging signal. But 15, yeah, lovely stuff. Little rose farthing.
Right, well, I've moved fields again. I was struggling on that long grass. The other side of this hedge here is the medieval field that I started on. Then I wandered onto the meadow, which is over in the distance, and then back onto this field. I might do a loop and go back onto the medieval field. But I've been wandering across here. I've had one piece of buckle, and then I've just had another piece. I think I was coming up about 15, but it was bang on the surface. I can't even think where it was now. It was literally right here, just sitting on the surface. See the imprint there, actually, just in there. Yeah, didn't even need to dig, I could see it. But yeah, a little bit of a buckle there with the curve of that. I'm going to say it's possibly like a shoe buckle, maybe, or something along those lines. There's a bit of a later one with that little hole and the lump there through the centre. But yeah, a little fragment of buckle, always nice to find. Nicer when they're complete, but yeah, nice bit of buckle there. Well, that is odd. Another 14, 15 signal, another surface find, and it's another piece of buckle. I've had about 4 signals on this field, and 3 of them have been fragments of buckle. This one's got a little bit more of a pattern on it. But yeah, again, another curved, more later buckle. I think I find more sort of Georgian, Victorian sort of stuff on this field. Usually, I have had hammers and bits, but mostly sort of the later stuff. But yeah, another fragment of buckle. Well, I have to say it has been an awful struggle today to find anything. I've really struggled. I've moved around lots of fields, and I've found myself back on the Roman field, which has been so far quite quiet, until I got this one, which is a 70, 78, 79. That's crazy. That's a crazy signal for this field. I'm right out in the middle of the field as well. But that's a big signal. I'm just hoping it's going to be something nice, because, like I say, it's been a real struggle today. Well, it's out, and it sounds superb. Now, if it's not something good, I'll be surprised. But come on, could it be a big Roman? Could it be? I think it might be. That might be a big old Roman coin. That, I think it is. That's crazy. I think there's a bust on there as well. So I don't know what that is. It's not one of the biggest coins. It's Sestercius or Depondius. I don't think it's either of those. I'm not sure, but it's a big chunky coin. That is a big Roman coin. I'm not that far from where Tom found one, actually, not that long ago when he was out with me. And we were shocked to find a big Roman coin, you know, how much we've done this field. But that right there is a day maker. Let's get on the other camera and have a look, guys. I'll give it a clean up first. So there we go, guys. Look at that. Big old Roman coin. You can just make out the bust there facing right. His nose on this side. His chin just there. Not the best light. The sun's sort of gone in now, but I gave it a little squirt and a little brush, but nothing too major. Can't really make out what's going on this side. I don't think we can see a lot. Quite often with these big ones, they do come out like this. They're not very you don't very often get them in good condition, but I'm not sure who that emperor is. If anybody's got any ideas, if you can see him, let me know what your thoughts are on that. But that's a big chunky Roman. So pleased with that. That has made my day. I just love finding Roman. It's just incredible. It's such a big coin, that. So pleased with that.
Well, that is going to be it for the day, guys. I'm freezing cold. This wind today has really battered me. I think it's about 8 or 9 degrees, and that's really cold. I've even had my snood on today until winter's here. It's absolutely freezing. But yeah, today's been one of those days. My pot feels like it looks similar to the last week or the week before. Just not a lot of finds really coming up, but when I do get something nice, it's really nice. Yeah, I've again 3 coins today, which is unusual. You know, don't really get that many coins anymore here, but yeah, I seem to be finding them at the minute, but not a lot else. But let's have a look at what we found today, guys. It's just one of those days. Metal detecting is that. You've got to be patient. Sometimes you just don't find a lot, but today I've done all right, actually. I'm really pleased. That Roman coins really made my day. Let's have a look at what we found today. Those red kites have followed me around all day. There's 3 of them now. But yeah, they've literally followed me around the entire permission today. But here we go. This is today's finds. Like I say, not a great deal, which is a shame, but it's one of those things. We've got 5 buttons there, one of which is like half a button. I almost thought I had to cut half, but it's a bit of half a bit of button porn there. Oh yes. And we had that little nipple button first thing this morning as well. But yeah, not a lot going on here really. And then obviously 3 bits of buckle that we had. The one I didn't show you, just their little piece, just fragments really. And then these sort of Georgian looking buckles, Georgian Victorian, probably 1800s, I guess. Sort of shoe buckles maybe, just looking at the curve of them really. But yeah, little bits of buckle come up. They were all on that one field. Yeah, buttons and that just coming up all over the place as usual. But then coins wise, we had that Georgian on medieval. I believe it's a George, probably a George's second, and I'd say probably a little farthing or something along those lines. It's quite a small coin. Smaller than the Roman I found today. And then we went on to the little meadow and I had that little rose farthing, which isn't in great condition, but it's great to find something like that on there. There isn't much on that field, so yeah, to find that is quite difficult actually. So I did really well finding that. But then of course the day maker, absolute day maker, was this big old Roman coin. Like I say, I don't know who that is. Quite a big head, isn't it? Big bust. But yeah, absolutely amazing. Massive chunk of a Roman coin that. Like I say, nothing really on the reverse there, I don't think. Can't make anything out. But yes, so pleased with that. That's an absolute day maker. Absolutely love finding Roman. One of my favourite things to find, I think. Just because I began here on this Roman field and I found so much of it, and yeah, just it never gets boring. I love it, absolutely love it. But there we go. If anybody knows that bust, knows that emperor, let me know what your thoughts are. He's got sort of spiky hair there. This could be Carausius or someone like that, possibly. Could be totally wrong there, but yeah, big old chunk of a Roman. Absolutely awesome. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I've had a cracking day. I've enjoyed myself. I'm freezing cold. I've got to get out of it. It is cold today. It really is. I didn't wrap up enough for this. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest, but that wind is proper bitter. Old red kites are coming back. It's been a little herd of deer followed me around today as well, I noticed. But yeah, no, what a cracking day. It's been absolutely brilliant. Mallorca next Monday. Next Monday, hopefully I'll have a video of me detecting in Mallorca. That would be interesting. That will be interesting. That's if I can manage to take my detector and everything. But I'll see how we get on. If not, then there won't be a video. But yeah, hopefully there will for you guys. But yeah, thank you as always for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one.